Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 12 of The Road to Glory. Now, we're in November, the start of November, and that means one thing. We're essentially one episode, or this episode, away from getting our end of year roll. So next episode, at the end of next episode, we will do the end of year roll live on the episode. And hopefully, like I said recently in the last few episodes, it'll be beneficial for us. And hopefully we don't get some sort of negative penalty. Because if I'm being honest, I've been looking forward to this end of year roll since we pretty much first started the series. So could be big, could penalize us a little bit. Anyway, let's have a look at the popularity here. Of course, last episode we went into the editor, had a look at the penalty we received for the loss of the regional battle. I'm assuming we're only one show away from going back up to 24. So hopefully that does happen. Anyway, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all you guys. I think it was episode 10 received, I think it was 16 likes in the first 2 days or something like that, which was pretty unexpected, but it made me very happy, and it was a very nice surprise. So yeah, thank you. If you could smash a like on this one as well, be greatly appreciated. It really does just, I don't know. I don't want to say it motivates me to keep going, because I'm actually having a lot of fun. And you can probably tell that with the episodes. But it just makes me want to record just that little bit more. And just, speed things up and get more of these episodes out. Realistically, I would like to be doing this daily, but just with the amount of time it takes to render, it takes about 2.5 to 3 hours to render each one of these due to the length, which is quite a decent amount of time. I also work 5 days a week, so it doesn't leave me a lot of time to record, do other things, have a bit of a social life is what I'm trying to say. And then, go to the gym as well. It's a struggle, but, it is something I thoroughly enjoy. Anyway, our first match is going to be Kyler Adams taking on Logan Wolfsbane in the main event. I'm going to give it 15 minutes. Felipe to be the road agent. Kyler's going to get the victory. His popularity didn't go down despite the loss. And that's going to be a repetition warning, so that's not going to be the main event. We're still going to do it, just not as the main event. I guess we'll book Felipe in a match. He can take on... Has he versed Reynolds yet? I don't think he has. No, they've never wrestled each other. That's our main event then. I mean, pretty obvious winner there, Felipe Caballero. There we go. We'll do one more match. Let's go with, we will use... Who will we use? I want to use Seth. I think Seth can take on... Go with Canadian Crusher. The 10. Kyler to be the road agent. And then I would like to give Seth the victory there as well. Seth has been, he's been put on the back burner a little bit. I want to try and bring him back into the spotlight, where I feel like he belongs in the spotlight. He is quite talented. We could actually make the main event a tag match. Let's change the minutes here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a tag team main event, The Suffering. And they're going to take on Rob Reynolds and Kyler Adams. And we'll give that 15. With... who else are we using? So Seth is versing... Well, Canadian Crush. We can't make him the road agent. Let's just go with Gideon. I know I mean, he's just a cheap option with decent psychology. So yeah. As far as a winner goes, let's give it to Felipe, but it's not going to be decisive. It's going to be a tainted victory there. You know, the Suffering, they're kind of the heels, even though we don't have a heel-face divide at the moment. But you would definitely say that they're the heels in the situation. As Kyle Adams is sort of that all-American boy. Wholesome as you like. So yeah, well, let's do a promo. The Suffering, and then we'll do Kyla, Jenny, and I guess Rob can go on Menace. Alright, that works out. Give that 6 minutes. Then I think we'll open the show with another angle here with Kyla and Jenny. Having a promo on... Does Logan have good psych? No, he doesn't. It's getting there, though. It's getting there. He can. He's starting to get better in his entertainment stats as well. One other thing, we want to change the success here, because these guys are actually in storylines together. Probably make another storyline with some of the lesser used people. Let's do a Menace angle for Canadian Crusher as well. A little bit of a test to see if he can get a somewhat decent rating out of his Menace. It is quite high, so let's have a look. 705 fans expected. A little bit under that for the actual show. We start off with a 39 D-, with the angle between Kyla, Jenny, and Logan. And yeah, no improvements. The match itself does pretty well, considering it's the 4th time these two have versed each other. 44D. Got Kyle Adams defeating Logan Wolfsbane in 9:31 by pinfall with a K trigger. Kyla with a 44 in-ring performance. Very nice. We then go to a 46D for the Menace angle with Canadian Crusher. Definitely a bit better than I expected, to be honest, so happy with that. His match getting a 43D. We've got Seth Whitehead defeating Canadian Crusher in 9:35 by submission with a Minnesota stretch. Seth with a 50 in-ring performance. We also have Canadian Crusher improving in technical and performance skills, so a pretty beneficial match for him there. And he's actually impressed me a little bit with the... I mean, obviously, the in-ring performance is very bad, and he's been carried by Seth. But, you know, he's been involved, and that Menace angle was relatively decent. We then go to... maybe that should have actually been the main event. 50D+ for Felipe Caballero defeating Rob Reynolds in 10:19 by pinfall with a Caballero drop. 53 in-ring performance there for Felipe. The main event angle getting a 44D between all the members, and of course Jenny. And the main event itself does better, getting a 52D+. We got the Suffering defeating Kyla Adams and Rob Reynolds in 14:47 when Felipe Caballero defeated Kyla Adams by pinfall with a handful of tights. And then Felipe was head and shoulders above everybody else, getting a 60 in-ring performance. Very decent. And obviously the match was helped by the excellent chemistry of the Suffering. We've also got Felipe Caballero and Kyla Adams both improving in performance skills there as well, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect for our first show. Overall show rating getting a 35E+. Probably should have made Seth and Rob upper mid-carders. Again, my mistake, but it's not going to hurt the rating too much. And I mean, realistically, the rating doesn't matter as long as it's gaining us the popularity. which it is. 35E plus is pretty good. Yeah, not a bad first show. Using some of the old boys. Ooh, TCW made an offer for Greg Gage. Man, I would have liked to have gotten him. Very interesting signing there. Similar to my TCW series, I signed him as well. I really did enjoy that TCW series. I know a lot of you guys did as well. I might even possibly, I'm not making any promises here, but we might do another TCW series when TEW 2020 comes out. Again, no promises. Plans can change, but I think that would be pretty cool, considering we've done it recently, and it would just be a cool thing to see how TCW's actually progressed themselves, and I feel like it would be a decent starting company to use, getting used to new features and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll do someone else. Wouldn't mind doing maybe someone in Mexico, maybe Oli or CILL. But again, they're probably going to be regional companies, even though Oli's very close to Cult. At least on this game they are. Anyway, let's book our main event. We'll go... Who will we go with? That's a good question. Samael versus Logan. We've done it one time, and that was in October, so maybe we'll do something different. I think we did that on the sort of go-home show last episode. Let's go with Cobra. They've actually never versed each other, so that is perfect. And you know what? We're going to put the title on the line. Cobra, he's been around for a long time. I feel like he deserves a title shot. Now, you know, Fortune might not be in his corner, but at least he's up there in the main event. We'll then have TEW Kato, and he can take on Kyler. Feel like that's a pretty good match. And again, we sort of want the basics to rub off a little bit. And of course, his top row is relatively good as well for Gideon. Of course, these two have versed each other many, many times. But no repetition penalties, so that's great. They haven't versed each other in a while. And then the final match will have Avalanche Decano, and he can take on... Who can he take on? I kind of want to go with Kid Fantastic. And I'm going to try and do an upset. We'll try and give Kid Fantastic the victory. Okay, he took it. That's pretty cool. I guess we can start the show off with a tag team match. Let's do Samael and Kyler. Of course, the two opposing forces that verse each other in the steel cage match. And they can take on Takano and Cobra, yeah. And I think we'll give Samael the victory onto Takano. Actually, hold on. What's his popularity? I don't want his popularity to take a hit. It's 24. I kind of want to let Cobra get a pinfall victory over him. which would sort of mean a little bit more. Let's do that. I know I probably shouldn't do it, and we won't make it decisive. I mean, I could do tainted. Yeah, we'll do tainted. So that is the reason why it is a North American title match for the main event. It makes more sense that way. Okay, let's do our angles. We need Samael. We can throw Cobra in there as well, but we won't actually rate him on anything. So a menace angle there for Samael. Then we need Kyler to get his angle in with the beautiful Jenny playmate. I guess, yeah, Gideon can be in there as well. I'm pretty sure he's got relatively good entertainment skills. I mean, if you saw the end screen for the last episode, obviously you would have seen Kyler's stats. And his entertainment stats are really starting to get up there. I mean, I can show you now. As you can see, we're up to C61 for microphone and a C62 for acting. Charisma's up to an 85B+. The star quality still hasn't gone up. I mean, we got that 1 point increase a few months ago. But yeah, since then, nothing really to speak of. So it is what it is. Hopefully, I'm praying for the end of year roll, that we get a size increase to light heavyweight. Because you can gain, I think, up to about, I'm not sure if it's 8 or 10, but you can gain up to something like 8 points, up to 8 points of star quality for an increase in size. So that would be pretty cool. Anyway, let's do another. Let's do an angle to start the show off. We'll have Takano and Cobra. And then, of course, go with Samael and Kyler with Jenny. Perfect. And we can go success for these two. Which I think Takano's in there as well. All right, let's run the show. Again, it should be a pretty good one. Starting off with a 46D for the tag team angle. Not too bad. The match itself does pretty well, getting a 48D+. We've got Avalanche Takano and Cobra defeating Samael the Accuser and Kyler Adams in 10:25 when Cobra defeated Samael by submission with a Viper Vice after blatantly cheating. And interestingly enough, Takano and Cobra have excellent chemistry when tag teaming together, so we have another tag team on our hands. But we need a name for him. If you have any suggestions, please leave a comment. Avalanche Takano, Cobra. Try and think of something creative. I'll try as well, but I definitely want to see some comments down below. Yeah, I was just trying to think of something on the spot then, but it's probably going to be quite cringy if I just say the first thing that comes to mind. Anyway, we got Takano with a 51 in-ring performance there, and Samael with a 47. So pretty good tag match. Probably should have been the main event. We then go to a 35E+. We got Kid Fantastic defeating Avalanche Takano in 10:10 by pinfall with a Phantasm. And these two just don't click at all. So a bit of negative chemistry coming after some positive. But that is fine. We've also got Kid Fantastic improving in technical skills. But a pretty bad match. We then go to a 42D for the angle between Kyler and Gideon. Their match also doesn't do too great, getting a 37D-. You got Kyle Adams defeating Gideon Kato in 10:23 by pinfall with a K trigger. And only a 32 in-ring performance there from Kyler. Pretty low, pretty low. We then move into a 70 C+ rated menace angle from Samael. Hopefully that's going to help Cobra as well. And the main event also getting a 48D, so tying with the tag team match. We've got Samael the Accuser defeating Cobra in 14:32 by pinfall with a Poison of God. Samael makes defense number 3 of his Summit North American title. 49 in-ring performance there. Very good stuff. Alright, let's end the show. We get a 36D-, so yeah, that menace angle definitely helped boost the show up a little bit. But again, we're still getting penalized, but again, we're also still getting the popularity increase that we need, which is perfect. Now, we can have a quick look at the popularity. I'm going to assume that we're back up to 24 in the Mid-South. You might have noticed it before, but I didn't, so let's have a look. Yeah, we're back up to 24, 23 importance there. And like I've said the last few episodes, we're slowly, we're a medium pace going towards regional. I mean, some would probably say we're at a very fast pace, considering how many shows we run. I would tend to agree with that statement as well. Either way, it's going to be exciting times coming in the future. Like I said, we've got the end of year roll, and then hopefully we'll be regional not long after the new year. All right, nothing really to discuss there. Just taking a little drink of water. It's pretty hot again in Australia today. Some would say we're in a heat wave, a real heat wave of like 40+ degree days. Let's rib Steve Dougal, and it backfired. Okay, should really stop doing those, I think. People have asked why I don't meddle and make positive relationships. The reasoning behind that is they can actually backfire. If you have a negative influence that causes issue with someone that has positive relationships with other people, it can cause big locker room like shifts and cause people to dislike and then eventually hate the other people. So it's an interesting thing. It's probably best. I mean, there's a lot of positives to it, but like I said, it can backfire, and that's really not what we want or what we need at these sort of stages. I mean, we're almost up to a 70, which is a pretty positive backstage rating. So, you know, a couple more signings of some positive influences, and I think we'll be able to get there pretty easily. All right, let's do a #1 contenders match. We're gonna do a fatal 4-way. #1 contenders match for the North American title. We're gonna have Seth in there. Obviously, gonna have Kyler in there as well. I don't really want to. We can. I was gonna say Cobra, but he literally just had a title shot. I mean, Rob Reynolds, he's made a bit of an impact. And then finally, Felipe Caballero. It's gonna be our main event. Let's go with 20 minutes. I want to see what happens with a decent hit out. We'll make Gideon the road agent, and I think we'll actually leave it blank. So it's going to be up to the game, the AI, to see who's actually going to win this match. We want to slow build it as well. I mean, there should be some decent psychology. I mean, kind of. everything's still going to be scripted, but I mean, Felipe's up to a 66. That's really nice. Obviously, he's up to 86 now, which is pretty insane, especially considering he started off with a pretty low. I mean, it was 70, so it was actually pretty high. Anyway, we're also up to A 90 for safety, but that's one of the, I would say, the easier skills to raise. Anyway, that's our main event for this show. We can also have, let's have Ralph Liotta have a match. He can take on Austin Smooth. Give Austin a match. Starting to be a bit similar to Seth, although we're bringing Seth back a little bit this episode. Yeah, let's just run the 3 matches. We're using, what, 8 wrestlers. Let's do our main event angle. Kick it off with Kyla and Jenny. And then we'll go Rob. Make sure that's on Menace, Seth, and then finally Felipe. Alright, there we go. Then we can give Logan a promo as well. And we'll give Austin a promo there as well. Pretty sure he's not that great. He's really not. But he could probably do with a manager as well. Alright. Let's run the show. Find out who our number 1 contender is going to be. We start off with a 47D. It's actually relatively good. It's definitely better than I thought it would be. His match with Ralph getting a 41D. We've got Austin Smooth defeating Ralph Liotta in 10:30 or 10:29 by submission with a smooth hold. Pretty good match. We then go to a 34E+. A really bad entertainment angle there from Logan. His match with Christopher, also pretty bad, getting a 34E+. We got Logan Wolfsbane defeating Christopher Ball in 10:02 by submission with a Boston Crab. We then go to a 41D for the main event angle. And the Fatal 4-Way gets a 50D+, so, relatively good. And Felipe Caballero is our winner, defeating Kyla Adams, Rob Reynolds, and Seth Whitehead in 20 minutes 9 seconds when Felipe defeated Rob Reynolds by pinfall with a Caballero drop. Your new number 1 contender, Felipe Caballero. And the show getting a 33E+. Again, not the best show in the world, but it's still improving our popularity. Alright. I'm going to have a look at a few people's popularity. I mean, we're up to 19 there. I mean, Austin actually had 19 for quite some time. Who else? I mean, Cobra. 22. Definitely that if I include people in the angles with Samael, they're going to take massive popularity increases from that. Felipe's up to a 25, which is up 3 points for winning that, well, for this month anyway. Look at Jenny's popularity. I mean, if we ran some shows in Canada, she would literally be a star. Have a look at Kyla's. Still at 21, so that's fine. And have a look at Samael, the man himself. Only at 22. He was at 24, so that loss actually hurt him a little bit. But he should be fine because he can gain his popularity back pretty easy. Let's book our next event. Fire Mountain. I'm not sure if I like that name. We got Revolution, of course, the upcoming AEW pay-per-view. I actually like the name Breaking Point. New Destiny. New Destiny sounds alright. I actually like New Destiny. Alright, New Destiny is our pay-per-view. Obviously, these two, we can change the names at a later date. They're kind of generic names, not really focusing on Summit Wrestling and sort of the area surrounding. But that's fine. Anyway, let's advance. Alright, we'll keep going forward. Alright, we got a bit of selfish behavior from Takano. However, he has improved his behavior. And he's also happy about it, so I guess that's good. I said I was going to stop ribbing people, but let's just keep doing it. There we go. Success. Gain us a point. Okay. I guess I'll keep doing it. Alright, so let's do a tag team main event. And we're gonna have Samael teaming up with Kyle Adams to take on the Suffering. And we pretty much did this back in August, but that's fine. It sort of applies a little bit more now. Because our two big matches for New Destiny, the event at the end of the month. We're going to have, obviously, the title match between Felipe and Samael. And then we're also going to have a renewed rivalry between Seth and Kyla. We can give it 20. We'll give it 20. Slow build it. See what happens. Road Agent, we'll go with Gideon again. Probably need to get a Road Agent. It's starting to slowly irritate me. Anyway. I also want to give Kyla another match. Against who? I don't know. We'll go with Ralph Lauder. I feel like we've done this match so many times. I think this will be the 4th time. So we'll have, yeah, obviously we'll have Kyla win. Makes sense. Let's do all that. Let's not do all that. And Ralph is still unhappy. That just, yeah, it just frustrates me a little bit. The pointless complaining. Then I want to let's give Rob a victory over someone. Yeah, Gideon Kato. I feel like on paper this is actually a really good match. Alrighty. That one down there, perfect. Alright, so we'll kick the show off with Kyla and Jenny. Just the two of them. 6 minutes. Then we'll do our angle at the top of the show. We'll have... Yeah, we'll have all 4 members. So we'll go with Seth and Felipe first, just for OCD purposes. And then we'll have Samael. Yeah, that works out. Entertainment, entertainment, menace, entertainment, entertainment. And then a bit of success as well for these guys. Give that one 6 minutes there as well. And then we're going to have another angle after the show between Samael and Felipe. But this one's purely going to be based on Samael. So that works out rather well. Do we want to do an angle between these two? We probably could. Let's go with Gideon. And we won't rate Robin anything. Okay, never mind. We'll just remove that segment. All right, perfect. Let's run that show as well. I'm thinking the main event could do really well. But we start off with a 43D angle between Jenny and her client. I do that in invisible quotes. Client, basically she's a cougar, for the 19-year-old Kyle Adams. A little bit creepy. She's into him. He's obviously into her as well. But he's just enjoying the fact that, you know, she's helping him improve. And yeah, it's creepy, but probably it's a good thing for Kyla. Anyway, his match with Ralph getting a 37D-. Kyle Adams defeating Ralph Liotta in 9:44 by pinfall with a K trigger. 41 in-ring performance there from Kyla. We then go into a 39D-. Got Rob Reynolds defeating Gideon Kato in 9:37 by pinfall with a real deal rocker. We also have Gideon improving in performance skills. We then go into a 45D for the main event, or the pre-main event angle, which is relatively good. You would assume it would be a little bit higher with Samael in there. Anyway, the main event gets a 56 C-. Wow, that's our best ever match. I thought it was going to do really well. But that has actually surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be that good. I thought maybe a 53, but a 56, that sort of blows it out of the water. But yeah, Samael, the Accuser, and Kyla Adams defeated The Suffering in 1943 when Samael defeated Seth Whitehead by pinfall with the Poison of God. And what a match it was. 53 in-ring performance for Seth, a 59 in-ring performance from Felipe, and a 47 in-ring performance there from Samael. Also got improvements here. We've got Samael improving in technical skills and Kyla Adams improving in performance skills yet again. That's already 2 times he's improved this episode in performance. That's really good. But we still got another angle. The main event, or the ending show angle between Samael and Felipe, getting a 66 C+, but again, only rated on the menace of Samael. So yeah, let's end the show. Getting a 38D- increasing our popularity in the Mid-South region. Now, if we didn't have all these penalties, that show rating would be much higher. Probably a D+, which might be enough to win us our regional battle, which is pretty interesting. And there we go. I was wondering when it was actually going to happen, but we finally get a pay rise request from Samael, which is it's fine. We're making a lot of money. We made what 22,000 in the last month, so we'll give him 75%, $195 pay rise. That is brutal. Now being paid just under 500 per show. But again, it's fine. He's that good that it's beneficial to keep him around no matter what, and for him to be relatively happy. All right, let's advance to our next show. Really not too sure what to call this episode. Ooh, there we go. Sunny Wildside leaves north of the border. I think we literally have to bring him in. He will help Tyler so much. I could actually see them being a relatively good face tag team in the future as well. Good star quality. That selling and flashiness, man. That feels good. Little expensive, being 700, but I think that's due to his popularity in Canada. But we have to get him in. And he literally wants the 700. There we go. And FCW have just increased all of the production values they decreased last month. So, pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to him coming in, actually. Both the wrestling industry and economy still falling. That makes me sad. Because imagine how much money we'd be making with a good economy right now. I feel like it would be pretty ridiculous. Anyway, this match we're going to do Kyla versus Kid Fantastic. Unfortunately for Kid, he's going to take another L. Then we can have... Well, let's do the main event. We'll have Felipe Caballero taking on Austin Smooth. And we'll give that 15 minutes. I think that's a pretty good match. Sort of one of the old school matches from when we were a local company. Apparently Austin's unhappy at the booking, even though Felipe's so much better than him. I don't understand. I don't want to keep him strong because it's going to tank the rating. So I guess we'll just change it at this point. And I guess we'll go with Avalanche Chicano instead. And then I think we'll go Seth Whitehead against Austin. And then I'll just keep Austin strong if he gets upset about it. Yeah, I think we'll just run with the 3 matches. I have Avalanche and Felipe. Of course, Kyler. And, of course, Seth and Austin. Very simple show, but I think it should be a relatively good one regardless. Just the 3 singles matches there. Actually been a while since we've just done 3 singles matches. I mean, we might never have done that before. Anyway, starting off with a 47D. The angle between Seth and Austin. Their match does really well, 49D plus. Seth Whitehead defeating Austin Smooth in 10-12 by submission with a Minnesota stretch. Both with really good in-ring performances. 48 for Seth and a 47 for Austin. And we also have Seth improving in flying skills. Alright, we then go to a 43D. We've got angle between Kyler, Jenny, and Kid Fantastic. The match gets a 41D with Kyler Adams defeating Kid Fantastic in 10-30 by pinfall with a K trigger. 44 in-ring performance there from Kyler. We then go into a 50D plus for the main event angle. And the main event itself getting a 53C minus. I mean, Felipe is carrying these matches hard at the moment. We've got Felipe Caballero defeating Avalanche Decano in 15:07 by pinfall with a Caballero drop. 54 in-ring performance there from Felipe. No improvements, but it's our second best ever show match. And the overall show rating getting a 36D minus there as well. Yeah, it's going to be hard. It's like, do I keep Samael the champion? Do I make Felipe the new champion? Or the second-time champion as well? He was actually the first champ back in the day. 5 defenses to his name. And then obviously Kyler Adams beat him after winning the Peak of the Summit tournament. And yeah, then of course Samael actually bringing the prestige of the title back up to a B minus. Very, very cool to see. Yeah, let's just keep going. Has the popularity gone up? It has 25 E for the Mid-South. And we still got quite a few shows to go, so hopefully we can try and push up to a 26. And then if we lose a regional battle, hopefully we'll just be under 26. I mean, Julius Moore would be a proper main event talent to get in at some stage. If he does get released. Let's check him on the shortlist. Alright, we'll try another rib. We'll go Gideon and nothing. Alright, let's have Samael in the main event. And he can take on Austin Smooth, yeah. Non-title. But I think that's a relatively good match. I mean, you can't really discredit Austin. He's pretty talented in his own right. Probably just doesn't have the star quality to really do anything special. So yeah, there we go. And again, Austin was about to complain, but Samael is such a badass that it doesn't matter. The next match we'll have... who was the good chemistry between? It was between Cobra and Avalanche Decano. So let's do a tag match. We have Avalanche and Cobra, and they can take on Marcel Lafleur and I guess we'll go Bob Casey. We haven't used him in a while. He's expensive, but it's fine. And then we'll give the victory to Avalanche Decano because he's had a few losses recently, and he just pulled off that match, the 53C minus main event with Felipe. So I might actually try and make old mate Bob Casey take the loss there, and he'll take it. That's a good owner. Usually he'd block stuff like that, so that makes me happy. Anyway, the last match we'll do... Let's do Kyla Adams versus Canadian Crusher. I feel like we haven't really seen this match. Okay, we've seen it quite a bit. But let's do it anyway. And we'll get Bob Casey to Red Agent that. Kyla to get the victory. Again, got to book our boy strong. And then we'll do our angles here as well. So Samael with a menace. Who's he versing? He's versing Austin, so we'll chuck Austin in there as well. And then we'll do an angle for Avalanche Decano and Cobra. Both can be entertainment. That works out. There we go. And finally, we'll do an angle with Kyla, Jenny, and Canadian Crusher. All right, there we go. Another really simple show, but I think it's going to be relatively effectful. I mean, we can probably put let's put another match on the card. Let's go with... I mean, we got a lot of major negatives here. Let's go with... Who needed it? Kid Fantastic. He can take on Christopher Ball. Give it 10. Work the crowd. Just do whatever you can to get a result. Or a decent rating, I should say. Because, I mean, both these guys are relatively bad. Relatively bad. Alright, there we go. They're both really, really cheap, so it doesn't really matter in regards to using them. Are we? Yeah, we're generic. Perfect. We're on the show. I knew that was going to be bad. I was hoping it wouldn't be that bad, though. We start off with a 19 E-. Yeah, Kid Fantastic defeating Christopher Ball in 944 by pinfall with a Phantasm. We also have Christopher Ball improving in technical skills. Hopefully he can improve a little bit more because he's relatively trash. Moving into a 43D. Got the angle between Kyla and Canadian Crusher. Their match gets a 40D- with Kyla Adams defeating Canadian Crusher in 942 by pinfall with a K trigger. 46 in-ring performance there for Kyla. We then go into a 48D+ rated angle between the good chemistry tag team of Takano and Cobra. Their match gets a 44D We've got Avalanche Decano and Cobra defeating Marcel Lafleur and Bob Casey in 10-18, when Avalanche Decano defeated Bob by pinfall with a Mountain Decano, and apparently Marcel was off his game. We then go into a 66C plus here for the Menace angle for Samael. Austin, of course, in the angle there as well, but not rated. And the main event, getting a respectable 52D plus. Samael the Accuser defeating Austin Smooth in 1503 by pinfall with a Poison of God. And again, both of them getting really good in-ring performance ratings there of a 49 and 48. Overall show rating for this one, also a 36D minus. So that first match didn't really harm it too much, which is good to see. You know what would actually be an interesting main event? Putting Takano and Cobra up against the Suffering. I feel like that would be a really cool and interesting main event that could probably get a C minus relatively easily. Anyway, as you can see here, Tales of the Thunderverse. Now, the Thunderverse is another database created with all completely random, different wrestlers compared to the Cornellverse, the C-verse here. And yeah, as you can see, this is a bit of a nod to the creator of the Thunderverse. Actually being implemented into the default data of this game. So yeah, full credit. We've now got a Canadian Crusher booking complaint about his momentum. And we got the contract negotiations for Sunny Wildside. What a massive signing that is, man. He's going to be so good. He's going to be really good for both being in the main event scene and then, of course, developing Kyla through singles matches and, like I said, possibly a new tag team partner for Kyla. With that being said, let's do an auto push. Have a little look at where everyone is. So Austin's a mid-carder now. Prefer to have him up a little bit higher. Obviously, got to keep these guys at mid-card as well, so they can appear in angles. Main eventer for Felipe, lower mid-card there for Gideon. Again, we're just going to change these lower guys. Kyla, still a main eventer, which is good to see. Ralph dropped down to lower mid-card, which is fine. Similar sort of thing there for Rob Reynolds. Ooh, enhancement talent there for Sonny. That's definitely not going to stay like that for very long. Anyway, let's get into the next show, and of course we're gonna kick things off with a tag team match. Gonna team Sunny Wildside and Kyla up together, praying for good chemistry between the two. I mean, Skull to Bones would be a massive signing. New York City offered a contract to Ernest Youngman, who is impeccable. He is incredible. And definitely someone we want to try and bring in once we go regional ourselves. Let's have another look for booking status. Again, still the same companies there. And unfortunately, we can't even really apply for Golden Canvas yet, as they're still cult. But we can once we go up to regional, so we can actually apply for both of these, Canadian Golden Combat and Golden Canvas. So I'm actually going to do that once we hit regional. But again, I'm probably expecting us to not get those jobs. As you can see, our current reputation is only average. If you go here, as you can see, you know, good cards boost it. It's primarily used in job hunting. The bigger the company, the higher your reputation will need to be to get hired. So it being average, you probably want it to be high when applying for jobs. But hopefully a rise in size to regional might actually boost it above average, which I have to wait and see. Interesting thing nonetheless. I mean, we're really getting through these shows. I mean, I've actually been recording for an hour, so this episode's already an hour long. But it really hasn't felt like it, to be honest. Just goes to show that I am seriously enjoying this Road to Glory. And I would really recommend you guys trying it. And my Sunny Wildside rib backfired. That's pretty ironic. Alright, so let's book that tag match. Kind of want to make it the main event. Let's do the Suffering, and they can take on Kyla Adams and Sunny Wildside. That's going to be our main event. 15 minutes. We'll make our road agent Gideon Kato. The winner can be Felipe, and obviously the loser can be Sunny. We definitely don't want to call it. Alright, there we go. Book a couple of other matches here. Gideon Kato can take on... yeah, Bob Casey. Try and give Gideon a bit of momentum. He's pretty much been here since the start, so... I feel like the guy kind of deserves it. And we'll do two more matches actually. We'll do a proper card. Let's do Crusher. And he can take on Christopher Ball. I'm going to try and do a squash match. Probably won't work, but we'll try it nonetheless. Alright, so we'll do that. Domination, script, and decisive. And then finally, let's do Cobra, and he can take on... I have no idea. Marcel. There we go. And we'll have Cobra pick up the victory there. Beautiful. Alright, angles. Let's do our main event angle. So Felipe and Seth. Then Sunny Wildside, Kyle Adams, and Jenny Playmate. Now, can Sunny speak? He can't. Really. He kind of can. Let's try and improve that. So we'll get him on entertainment. Should probably even, I mean, hopefully they have somewhat good chemistry, or at least not negative chemistry, you know, between Kyla and Sunny. Because we might be able to partner him up with Jenny as well. Let's have a Cobra promo by himself. And then we want to have a Menace angle for Canadian Crusher as well. For his squash match. And yeah, I guess we'll go Gideon as well. There we go. Alright. Lots of angles, quite a few matches. Let's run the show. Starting off with a 40D minus for the Menace angle for Canadian Crusher. Probably wanted a little bit better than that, but that's fine. The squash match getting An 18 E minus. Really bad match for Canadian Crush. He was really off his game, which is not great. Let's have a look at the dirt sheet. Low morale, low locker room morale, negative crowd reaction, poor selling, poor psychology, poor momentum, booking decisions as well, and the content risk being low. Interesting. Anyway, 34E plus there for Gideon's angle. His match with Bob Casey getting a 32E plus. We got Gideon Kato defeating Bob Casey in 9:45 by pinfall with a lariat. We then go into a 43D rated angle for Cobra. His match does better, getting a 42D this time. Cobra defeating Marcel Lafleur in 10:01 by submission with a Viper Vice. The main event angle getting a 46D. We've got Sonny debuting his Show Stealer gimmick, getting an initial rating of great, so that's good, even though it doesn't really affect it too much. However, we've got a few work improvements here for this angle, so that's good. We've got Felipe Caballero improving in acting, and then we've got Sonny Wildside learning to show more charisma. The main event itself getting a 56 C minus. That is very good. What a debut for Sonny Wildside. And he actually, that's how good he is. He got a 46 in-ring performance rating. And Kyler only got a 42. So, I mean, his flashiness is something else. Along with the selling. I mean, he's going to have incredible matches for sure. Anyway, the Suffering defeated Kyler Adams and Sonny Wildside in 15:25 when Felipe Caballero defeated Sonny Wildside by pinfall with a Caballero drop. We also have Kyler Adams there improving in technical skills. So that's beneficial. And again, tying with our best ever match. So, fair play. Alright. Overall show rating getting a 34E plus. Obviously, we had a couple of bad matches in there. The 18, definitely not great. But that's fine. Just wanted to sort of test out a squash match. Anyway, moving on. It's going to be a very long episode. Probably going to be maybe an hour, 20 minutes long. I mean, again, Christopher Ball with a booking complaint. And we are up to 26 popularity in the Mid-South. 25 importance there as well. So we're only 4 points of importance away from regional. Incredible stuff. Really, really good stuff there, man. That's so positive. I mean, we're increasing in size at such a high rate, especially after changing the product settings. And I mean, the finances, they're also looking real healthy. I mean, we're almost getting to the point where I kind of want to increase the production values. Nice. Alright. Alright, this is our last show before New Destiny, so let's... what do we want to do? I mean, we can be a bit gamey and go Takano and Cobra, and they can take on Kyler Adams and Sonny Wildside as well. I mean, that, in theory, should rate really well in the main event as well. I will give Felipe a match. He'll have a bit of a tune-up match. So Kyler can get the victory onto Takano. Okay. Not too bad. Then we'll do a Felipe match. So Felipe can take on... Yeah, let's go Logan Wolfsbane. Might beat the main event. We'll have to wait and see. Can we put Samael on color commentary? We probably can't. We probably can't. But I would like to. Let's just do it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It's not the main event. It's fine. And then we'll do 2 more matches. We'll have... Actually, we'll do 1 more match. Let's do Seth taking on Ralph. Have we done this recently? They've never actually versed each other. Perfect. Obviously, Seth gonna get the victory. Needs to continue his momentum. Keep him strong going into his match against Kyler at New Destiny. Perfect. Actually, for that match, let's put let's just put Kyler on there. He's only got 1 color. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Alright. Let's do our angles. We'll have Avalanche and Cobra. They can take on... Actually, we'll add 1 more match. We'll get a Samael match in there as well. So yeah, Sunny Wildside, Tyler Adams, and then Jenny Playmate. Alright, so Samael can take on... he can take on Bob. Wouldn't be surprised if they've never actually versed each other in singles competition. Let's have Samael dominate as well. Bob takes it. Thank you, Bob. Alright, so that's going to start the show off with a Samael Menace angle. Fine. I want to reduce that by 2. Because I also want to get Felipe angle in. So Felipe Logan. That's fine, so I'll make that 2 minutes longer, I guess. Alright, let's run the show. Starting off with a 75 B- Menace rated angle from Samael, the champion. Oh, it's going to be so hard to take the title off him ever. I mean, right now is probably the best opportunity with Felipe just absolutely smashing it in ring. Anyway, his match getting a 36 D-. We've got Samael defeating Bob Casey in 10:29 by pinfall with the Poison of God. Yeah, I mean, Samael just dominated, as you'd expect. We then go into a 44D. We've got Seth Whitehead defeating Ralph Liotta in 9:36 by submission with a Minnesota stretch, which is interesting as well. Of course, Tyler Adams on color commentary. We then go to a 53 C- rated entertainment angle for Felipe Caballero. He's really getting over as well. His match getting a 57 C-, our best ever match, and it's not even the main event. Oh man, Felipe Caballero defeating Logan Wolfsbane in 10:09 by pinfall with a Caballero drop. 57 in-ring performance there. Wow. Then get a 44D for the main event angle for the tag match. And the tag match itself gets a pretty respectable rating there for a main event, a 50D+. You got Kyle Adams and Sunny Wildside defeating Avalanche Chicano and Cobra in 15:21 when Kyler defeated Avalanche Chicano by pinfall with a K trigger. And yeah, some pretty good in-ring performances all round. Kyler getting up to a 45, which is the same as Sunny and also Cobra, so not too bad. He redeemed himself from last week a little bit. And the show, we get a 39D-, which is incredibly good. Very, very good stuff. And of course, we got one more show to book for the episode. All right. Let's just get into it. I still don't know which way I'm leaning for the main event. That's going to be an interesting one. Okay. New Destiny. Let's book it. $914 fans expected. All right, let's do the main event. I mean, the real question, should I just leave it blank? I'm gonna leave it blank. And we're doing 20 minutes as well. All right, there we go. Title on the line. I mean, someone's gonna win. And you know what? I don't actually care who it is. They're both, they could literally carry the company. All right, next match, we're going to have Sunny take on... Oh, he's not here. I just noticed Logan's not here. Well, in that case, we'll have him take on Rob Reynolds. 10-minute match. And we'll leave this one blank as well. It's perfectly fine if Sunny loses. Like, it's not a big deal. But then our next match, Seth Whitehead taking on Kyler Adams. Another 20-minute match. We'll have Felipe be the road agent for this one. And I guess we'll leave this one blank as well. Curious to see who these winners are going to be. That's perfectly fine. It's not the main event. Yeah, we need our angles. So Samael and Felipe, we'll just have it with Menace, because it's going to obviously rate a lot higher. Then we'll have Seth and Kyler. Perfect. We can actually put another angle in, or do we want to add another match? Let's add another match. Let's have Kiryu Kato taking on Cobra Austin. And we'll leave that one blank as well. Actually, we'll put that one... Ugh. Need to cut 1 minute, so we'll cut it from that match. Have them work the crowd. Perfect. All right. Let's run New Destiny. Starting the show off with a 41D. Wow. Austin Smooth drew with Gideon Kato in 8:55 following a double disqualification. That's an interesting match. Apparently Gideon Kato suffered a retraced nose as well. Hopefully not a botch. But we then go into a 47D for the Tyler Adams, Seth Whitehead angle. We also have some improvements as well. We've got Seth learning to show more charisma and Kyler developing better performance skills. The Jenny Playmate effect coming into effect there yet again. Such a great decision to bring in a manager. Their match gets a 51D+, so a pretty good match. We've got Kyle Adams defeating Seth Whitehead in 16:05 by pinfall with a K-trigger. It's a good match. I'm happy with that. Fourth time they verse each other as well. Got a 51 in-ring performance for Seth, 46 there for Kyler. Moving on to a 49D+. Got Rob Reynolds defeating Sunny Wildside in 10:07 by pinfall with a real deal rocker. We also have Rob improving in performance skills there as well. And Sunny getting a 50 in-ring performance. So I'm happy we signed him. He's a big signing. We then go into a 61C. A little bit lower than the B- from the last one, but I'm guessing that might be because Felipe's in the angle itself. The match getting a 56C-. Samael the Accuser defeating Felipe Caballero in 20 minutes 6 seconds by pinfall with a Poison of God. Samael makes defense number 4 of his North American title. So yeah, Samael wins. Good match, really good match. Let's end the show. Get a 39D-, same as last show. But that one was really good. I enjoyed that show. And it was definitely worthy of being at the big event. Make a quick speech here. We'll go with Kurt, I'm pretty sure, is unhappy. I think Gideon is unhappy as well. And I guess we'll go with Austin as well. I'm sure he's probably got a bit of morale issue with us at the moment. Alright, so we'll advance one more day as well, and we'll get into the start of December. But yeah, so Gideon Kato injured. But he's obviously currently working through it. And it doesn't say that it was caused by Austin, so that's good to see. Alright, I'm happy with that. So yeah, let's advance one day. See what our profit is for the month of November. Hopefully it'll be still around the 20,000 mark. Might actually be a bit higher. I don't know if did we use more people than we usually do? I kind of feel like we did. But there we go. We finished last in the regional battle yet again. Pretty unfortunate, but it is what it is. What? We made 33,750 profit? That is huge. Whoa. Honestly, I was not expecting that. That is an incredible profit. And the popularity is still at 26. That is awesome. Honestly, we're about 2 or 3 months away from regional, I would say. Which is perfect. Anyways, that is going to be the end of the episode, guys. Make sure you smash the like button. I really do appreciate it, seeing all the support from you guys. Also, subscribe to the channel. I'm gaining a lot of new subscribers recently. But in the video analytics, it still does say that a lot of you guys watching are not subscribed. So make sure you hit the red subscribe button and that might keep you up to date with these episodes, depending on how YouTube feels. As always, guys, take it easy, and I hope you enjoy the end of screen stats.